Good afternoon. Welcome to the Open Gate Show. Well, this is the midweek show that gives you an early analysis of the coming race meet on Saturday, which comprises of 11 races. Post time will be at 12 noon. Before I get to that, let me add that, I'm trying my best to give back to horse racing something that will help it, help the fans, owners, trainers, as well as those overseas who listens to the Open Gate show. It's not an easy task when there are elements that will do whatever to smear, well, I wouldn't want to say the Open Gate show, but possibly me. I had a chat with a high personal in racing today, and I was amazed to hear what he had to say. So I said to him, be careful what you hear, because in horse racing, there are so many things that people will say. It's a different world, this horse racing business. Anyway, so much for that. Could be irrelevant. Rule it out. All right. The first race at 12 noon, it's for 5 years and up. Claimers 150,000 to 180 who have not earned 100,000 since February 11th of this season. They go 600 meters straight or 3 furlongs. Not much to say in depth on these 16 horses that were declared, because most of them, if not all, goes to the pool, and those who can afford, and those connections who can afford, will go to the sea. So maybe on my Friday show, I may see one or two, and I could give you more, and the ones that I think should looking good. Anyway, number one, 2 steps up. Normally runs well at this trip. Drawn on the inner. I don't see him overcoming that draw. Although I can tell you, in my opinion, the inner part of the track, leaving the 2.5 furlong marker, is the better part. Number two, General Article, if fit, and I mean physically fit, does have a good chance to win. Number four, Mr. Linders, on his best, could do well, was sold a lot of tickets on last and ran a floundering ninth. Has a lot to recover for me to consider him for a chance to win here. Number five, Short Step, speed, love this trip. At this time, what is it, Wednesday, this is the horse that I would fancy to win this race. Number six, Heart of Rome, might be the soundest of all here. And trainer Qualsing is noted for springing surprises, not necessarily winning, but in the second or third category. So beware of this one. Number eight, Lord of the Code, has speed and will be gunning to the front. Surely, he has to be caught. Number nine, Rain Overall, not reliable, but with the presence of O'Neill Mullins, this 10-year-old could be a fighting force here. Number 12, Freedom for Eds, same thing. This one gets Dane Nelson, and that's very interesting. Freedom for Eds does have a chance and could be presented fit. Connection had Prince Summer on Sunday's first race, and Omar Walker got the call. Now, the connections at this table is giving Dane Nelson, the leading rider, the chance to see what can be if freedom will come for Eds. Number 13, John Marshall, was prominent last week, but quickly faded. Number 14, Lola Gray, well, What can I say? The second race, which has only 9 starters, the Native Trio maiden condition race, section 1, they go 820 meters or 9 furlong and 25 yards. Number 1, Gypsy Jam, should find a place in. Number 2, Sweet Renisha, could be part of the lower exotic here. Number 4, Favorite is a problematic horse. I've had a run, a fair run, ran evenly. And last, that was, when was it, on Saturday, the 4th. Guess Robert Halladine, Richard Duhaney normally rides this horse. As I mentioned, Favorite is a problematic sort. Robert Halladine, he can ride. He's doing very well. And I think this horse could win much easier than one could imagine, because there's nothing much in here. Number 6, State of Emergency, Chestnut filly, a little bit factitious, is fit enough to have a place on the board. I don't see anything else in this race that's worth mentioning. Race 3, it's native bred trios, numbers 2, imported trios and up who are maidens, and it's a restricted allowance 2 race. They go 5 furlongs straight or 1,000 meters straight, and we have here 11 starters. I must inform you that the overnight didn't have the Anthony Nunes train fantastic feeling, and whatever happened, it has caused them to redraw this race. Number 1, the imported horse from Wayne DaCosta, who ran 2 seconds already, Who's Shot the Sheriff. Quite useful and could be part of the top 5, surely. Number 2, Attorney General, well, will have some speed to close that. I don't think she can win. Number 3, another prosecutor, was a late starter and last, not for lameness, but was ill. Number 5 rather, that's no work permit from the stables of Patrick Lynch. Patrick Lynch horses are very, very fit, and this no work permit could relish it straight and is one to consider. Number 6, KD Rocket from the stables of Gary Sobriety, who incidentally has 4 horses here. And KD Rocket working well. I don't know how much this horse is a horse that works well. His stablemate number 7, Basilicus, better than last week, surprising to me. Saw KD Rocket this morning, and man, he looks extremely well. Number 8, Fantastic Feeling from stables of Anthony Nunes, won and last. Has to improve to win this one for sure. Number 9, Loose Ball, disappointed run last time he faced the starter. That was on the 20th. Doesn't look a horse. I mean, well, he exercised as well a couple of weeks ago, but not impressive to me in condition. But Wayne DaCosta is Wayne DaCosta, so you can't take any of his horses lightly. Number 10, Rough Love, ran 4th on debut. I think this one didn't break too well and was running on. I'm not a fan of this horse. I'm not impressed with how she looks, but remember, it's just by opinion. Dave Nelson gets the call, and it's from the champion trainer's barn. Race 4, section 2 of the trio maiden condition race that goes 820 meters or 925 yards. 9 alike, section 1, should face the starter. Number 1, War of Roses, a filly that was a bit factitious to me. And I don't like these horses, especially the maidens who are, a little bit highly strung. Stretching out 2 turns, bred to get the distance. I don't really see this one winning, regardless of Omar Walker on board. And as a matter of fact, speaking of Omar Walker, I have noticed that he has been riding for almost every stable except for Gary Sobrati. Um, didn't see him on England Road this morning. Anthony Thomas was aboard. I saw him on a lot of trainer Richard Azan, as well as Anthony Nunes horses. That's very, very strange for a jockey that rides for Wayne Acosta. But, we don't know what is what. But from the looks of it, it seems Omar has changed his stance on being relegated to one stable. Number 2 Graydon and number 5 Superluminal will get the services of 2 female apprentices. And I'm sure it's going to be something. I mean, it would be very fitting to see these 2 female riders battling it out for whatever place they are fighting for, and surely not to win. Superluminal, surprisingly though, with this female rider, but she has a lot of ambition and she is improving. Number 3 Patriarch, see this one in good condition, trotting almost every morning. I've won 3 races and pretty light, 52 kilos. Should have a chance to be on the board. Anthony Nunes has 4 horses in this race. And, it would be fitting for him, or well for him, to win. Number 4, Chase the Great, won and last, should have won easier if the equipment, the strap leathers were intact. So don't count on that small margin of victory with Chase the Great. Chase the Great, a former Grade 1 horse, looks very good at exercise and should run good. Number 6, Tuna Ciliata, 59 kilos. Quite a while we haven't seen a horse carrying more than 57 kilos. Small horse, good horse, the class in the field. 6.5 furlong, it would be just the borderline for carrying for any heavyweight to have any impact on a horse that is carrying it. Sprinting, the weight, it matters, but not as much. But going beyond 7 furlongs, the heavyweight takes its toll. You have to be very, very good to carry these heavyweight going beyond 7 furlongs. Tuna Ciliata are working well. Let's see what he will do. He has to win this one. Number 7, Prince Charles, fit, underrated horse, will be on the lead and very, very light. Beware, he's going in his pet trips of 6.5 furlongs. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not race 4, that's race 8. So anyway, it's just a preliminary show, so you can understand, you can bear with me, please. All right, when I want to go for a short break, and when I return, I'll go to race 4. Sorry, no, it's not race 4. I'll go to race 4. That's it, yes. All right. Sorry about that. I was just analyzing the 6.5 furlongs or 1,300 meters. Children up, open allowance race. So I'll get back to race 4, which is section 2 of the native bred trio maiden race, going 1,820 meters or 925 yards. Join me shortly. This is a maiden. Well, I was about to say a maiden against winners, but he ran second on last, and he got the race in the Stewart Room. Number 4, Rum With Me, stretching out to a mile after finding the going places silly, speechless, too much to handle on last. Has worked well since that race, but regardless, I'm a point to think he is a sprinter who won't get beyond 7 furlongs, and that's later on. I keep saying if I knew it all, I would predict the lotto numbers. So that is just my opinion about this horse. Number 5, Old Wharf could get into the lowest part of your exotics. That's the high 5. Number 6, King Arthur. Formerly has classics hopes, but could still have, but has backpedaled since that win when he won on debut. Is bred to stay. That I can tell you. So you never can tell. This might be the race that connections are after. Didn't like how he looked on Wednesday morning at the track. Uh, but this morning, early, en route to the stables after exercise, King Arthur really looked like a king. Dangerous animal. Um, Not much here, for him to beat. He has to win this if he has any hopes of getting it on the board in the classics. Number 9, Green Gold Rush, should not have started on last week in that race as the jockey was jockey Linton Stedman seemed that he wasn't well. Green Gold Rush got bounced around after the gate and faltered badly. Back here very quickly, very light, but since that race, I didn't like how he looked. But it's another that looked very sharp this morning. Did look his old self. Number 11, Danny Spud, won like an out-of-class horse should. Bred to sprint, but attempting to go 2.5 furlongs more than that race that he won 2 weeks ago. Interesting. Trainer Vincent Atkinson is doing very, very well. One of these in order. Number 3 rather. That's Royal Approach. Number 6, King Arthur. Number 11, Danny Spud. Number 9, Green Gold Rush. Number 4, Rum With Me. Race 7. 7.5 furlongs or 1,500 meters. 8 starters. It's for children up. Imported children up. And native bred horses here who has never won 3 races in their lifetime. Number 1, Eroy, interestingly, well-bred importee who has talent surely and is facing some very good trios, but can find a place on the lower end of your exotics as he can be, but he's looking well. One of the better horses at the Azan barn. I don't understand what is happening at Trainer Richard Azan. He's yet to win a race. Also yet to win a race is Wayne DaCosta. Well, as I'm speaking, let's hope that he will win the last race with that horse, giving apprentice Carl Blake his first win. Number 3, Above and Beyond, much talked about horses. Horse is a super filly who has to show if she is above and beyond her trio peers, at least in the fillies section. Working well, looking well, shouldn't have any excuse. Stable companion number 4, Sansaro, could run this time for an exotic placing on the lower end of your exotics. Number 5, Nipster, ran evenly ran evenly on last. Gets the figure 8 then, and it's still on for his new trainer Gary sobriety. With that run under his stomach last week, he has no excuse to display if he can be a classic hopeful for the top 4 slot. Looked very, very happy this morning going back to the stable. Interesting horse, number 6, Double Crown, unbeaten in 2 career starts, both impressive. Tall-legged gelding with bred to stay forever. Looked vastly improved Monday morning, and in that his forelegs were reaching out, reaching forward, unlike being carried a bit high before. I didn't like how he carried his legs. Even in those 2 races, it was a bit high, but now he looks smooth and he's reaching out and looking much better. He galloped away on Thursday in a time of 1:33 for 7 furlongs, to the dismay of connections. He was rested on Friday, and this morning he trotted and looked very well. Double Crown has to show what he has. Number 3, for me, obviously, above and beyond. Number 5, Nipster for 2nd. Number 6, Double Crown for 3rd. Number 1, that will be versatile. No, sorry, what am I talking about? Number 1, where am I? Am I lost? No, shouldn't be. Number 1, that's Eroy. All right, that's race 7. We move on to race number 8. And they go 5 furlongs round or 1,000 meters round. It's for native-bred trios only. It's a maiden commission race. 11 starters. Number 1, John P., a debutant. Born the 23rd of May, a bay colt by Casual Trick out of Twinkling Rose by Traditional. Bred by, groomed by Basil Watson or Robin Watson, something like that. But it's trained by Collin Ferguson. Will need a race or 2 to show what he got. Number 2, Glitter Magic, fairly well-bred filly who gets a change of equipment and a pull in the scales. Number 3, Cholicity, another debutant. This horse was born the 7th of March, a dark bay colt by Traditional out of Funnyside, out of Rockin' Robin. Groom Leon Suku. Breeder Rudolph Alfonso Reed. Owned by Priscilla Racing Stables, trained by Gary Sobrati. Not a bad looking horse, but definitely will need this race, or maybe even 1 or 2 more. Number 5, Puskas. Looks okay. Ran well on debut. That was June the 20th, and was only 3 lengths behind Cold Pursuit, who came back to run a good race after that race, and even ran a good race today. Puskas prompted the pace, and should improve because he's well bred, and should have a good chance of fighting out the finish. Number 10, War of Roses, looking a bit better since February. Gets first-time Lasix after only 1 career start and has the champion jockey aboard. Number 11 rather, that Silent Seeker, was closing well in her only run when, she on her debut run. That is June the 20th. Over this distance, should close again. I'm selecting her to win just from number 5, Puskas. Number 2, for 3rd, that's Glitter Magic. I go for another break, and when we come back, I'll finish the last 2, race 9 and 10. It's hard to assess This horse has a huge barrel, and he's so compact, and you can't tell. However, um, trainer Patrick Lynch trains this one. What a trainer he is. Bala Chris is a half to none other than a Grade 1 campaigner, another Bullet, who also has a huge barrel. So that makes sense. Just like his brother, Bala Chris, that's how he is conformed. Okay, Bala Chris, this morning cantered steady, and it confuses me. Well, Patrick Lynn's horses always confuses me, but Bala Chris has to be considered surely this handicap, and more than likely will improve off those 2 runs. First time visor will be fitted on this one, so I don't know what that will do, but anyway. All right. Number 5, Beach Boy, working well and can compete, seeing he is so light. Number 6, Nevada, steps up in class with a feather to tote, but these are much than she will be than she faced uh, in that easy win. She'll be fully tested. Number 3, Here to the Throne, has speed, but holding it is the answer. Number 8, Phenom of Color Code, who had worked very zippy last week Friday. I was impressed. That work was very fast. So Phenom is more than likely in for a date soon. Number 9, yet again, well trained, but could be aimed for a future race. Quite a number of the champion trainer horses are training well, but seeing that there's no the journey that these horses would excel better is not there. The trainer wisely is using this race to maintain their fitness. Number 10, Top Shelf, possibility for an exotic spot. Number 12, Circle, has speed, but of late not holding it to the end. Number 13, Extruder, prompted the earlies last week and held well to be 3.5 in third to Action Run. Can be rated now to quick the up stretch. Looking more of focus cold since that last race, and he should be definitely in for a win come tomorrow. Number 2, Enough is Enough, from number 13, Extruder. Number 4, that's Bala Chris. Number 5, Beach Boy. Number 8, that's Phenom. The final race, race 10, 3,000 up, overnight allowance, 13 starters. They go 6.5 furlongs or 1,300 meters. Number 2, God of Love, well, he weakened going 5.5 furlongs and now going an extra furlong, regardless of Dave Nelson in the saddle. I'm not impressed with this one. Although God of Love has already performed very well at this trip. Number 3, El Professor, was well backed last week and seemingly got it out. Still here very light, but has to play on the low end of your I5 in this one. Or who knows, it might be there for a good showing in your trifecta. Number 4, Cryptocurrency, will find easier opportunities later on. Number 5, Universal Boss, super fit and improved since gelded. Had to be universal if he intends to take the victory picture in the winner's enclosure tomorrow. Number 7, Summer Sun, been training well, this horse, but don't like how he is looking of late. And anyway, this horse would prefer it longer. And boy, Wayne Acosta At this moment I'm speaking, he has only one chance to win a race before tomorrow, and it's in this last race. Let's The Open Gate Show wishes Team DaCosta all the best in trying to do that. Number 9, Wartime, consistent and should find a low spot on the board. Number 11, Uncle Frank, showed how fit he is on the first race meet since the expanded COVID period. Will have lots of speed to chase and could fill the trifecta. Number 12, wow, 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 wow. He's racing, he's working well, wow, wow. Tiny horse, very quiet, and he looks very simple, but he packs a big heart as well as he is super. Who will be the top performer tomorrow? Will it be Wow Wow or Above and Beyond? Uh, we'll see what happens. The Micros owned and Gary Sabrati train Wow Wow is Wow Wow. Number 13, Princess Annie, a classic winner. Don't forget that. Last season could surprise and get into your exotics on the board, that is. Number 10, obviously, Wow Wow. From number 5, Universal Boss. Number 13, Princess Annie. Number 11, Uncle Vinny. Number 9, Wartime. You could try that. You can have those in your exotic bets. That's it for the Open Gate Show. Good luck. Have a blessed Sunday. And on Monday, I will give you my feedbacks on the double race meet today as well as tomorrow. God bless you all. Okay, welcome back. Race 10, 7.5 furlongs or 1500 meters. Chosen up, claiming tag 800 to 850,000. 17 were nominated, and well, we will be having 16 runners as Blood Song withdrew. So Sansaro, who was also eligible, got the chance of running to make it number 16. All right, number 4, Royal Vibes, 10-year-old, former um, graded horse, um, looking well in condition and light enough to do well here. I don't like him to win, regardless of Ryan Darby's magic, but Royal Vibes could be part of the top 5. Number 6, Storm Valley, a good horse, a horse that has guts, a horse that can run. Could find one or two better. Stephen Todd, another who is creating magic. You have to be aware of him. Number 7, Wilson from the stables of Patrick Lynch. This horse surprised me at last. Has the credentials to win again. Number 9, Dysfunctional, has speed, has been working a lot, as usual, on the exercise track. Ran awful on last. And that was a surprise to me. Read 2 now, and I don't see anything in this race to go with him. And who could maybe over the hill? Dysfunctional at these handicaps must be a leading contender. Number 10, Richie Ricardo, was working well in early May. I don't know what went wrong. I am not too impressed with how he is working now. But Wayne DaCosta, many-time champion trainer, he can be fly when needed. Number 11, Carolina will be outclassed, but could be part of your top 5. Number 12, Task Force, it won't get my fancy. Number 13, Key Witness is out of class here, in the sense that he has no chance. Number 15, Dante, was reported lame on last, and this big-bodied colt formerly has good pace and could run. Then Nelson for Anthony Nunes. I saw this horse a couple of times. Wasn't impressed, but the last time I saw him, I think it was last week, Wednesday or thereabout, and he looked okay enough. And he could be the winner here. But on Friday, hopefully, I can see more on Dante. Stablemate, Sansero, surprisingly in claim. I was expecting a better run last week, but didn't run too bad, and could give apprentice Ryan Lewis its first win since the COVID reopening. Race 11, Children Up, optional claiming race, 400 to 450,000, native bred 5s and up, who have never won 3 races in their career, 7.5 furlongs, or 1,500 meters ago, 13 starters, not a race. Number 3, Desriana gets back the services of the Nelson. Interesting. I don't see him winning this one, but with Nelson back, should be in your high 5. Number 6, Madam Secretary, has been sailing since claimed from the Wayne DaCosta barn. Ryan Darby, the magician, has her here, and saw her once, and she didn't look all that bad. And well, let's see, by Friday I could elaborate more. Number 7, Rising Bob, drawn beside Madam Secretary. As a matter of fact, both horses came back a bit scratchy the last time they ran. Rising Bob, Alexander, a man who has been doing okay with his small string, gets the service of Mandine. Rising Bob ran disappointed in the last after a lot of backing on the board. Number 8, Royal Aviator, 57 kilos for Philip Patrick and Wayne Acosta. This horse has dropped down in claim. Wonder why Carlton Blake is not on board to take that valuable 4 kilo claim. Carlton Blake, I don't think he's riding, so maybe he get a day. Roller Vita, haven't seen much of this one. Should be respected. Number 9, Flowers 30 on his best could be a factor. So too number 10, Mirabilis. This horse always beats me. I always underrate this horse. Number 11, Ballon d'Or, 7.5 furlongs. Here, I don't see it. Number 13, Luana, working well, looks well. Favorite rider, Anthony Thomas, on. Has a bit to find to win, but could be the fittest horse here. I don't, well, I shouldn't say I don't like her to win, but she should have to fight very, very hard. But anyway, that's it for my midweek analysis for Saturday race card. A lot of days ahead before the race meet. So I more than likely will be changing my opinion on most of these horses come Friday afternoon. Please understand that, and I keep on referring, and I wanted to make sure what I select is not to say it's of no value, but what I comment on, that's what you should concentrate on. I am very poor in, say, selecting horses, but analyzing them and assessing them, I am tops. Please forward these voice notes to others that you think will make value from it. This is Collin Blair, always here to give back something to racing, the fans, the trainers, the owners, the breeders. That's what I want. Take care. Join me 6 p.m. Friday.